So excited to be here on this MLK Day and to be joined by one of this year's National Civil Rights Museum Sports Legacy honorees. We welcome in the great Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and a USC legend, which everyone knows warms my heart.
Fight on.
Fight on. Thank you. We for once, I'm constantly trying to get CJ to join the fight on movement. And he won't do it.
Come on, CJ.
No, y'all are Big Ten rivals now, Cheryl. I can't be out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, okay.
I can't throw that up.
Don't let him say that.
I'm not worried about that. We're taking names right now.
We're a women's basketball school,
women's basketball,
so
right?
That's, all my group chats. I thought it was perfect that you're in here today watching the USC women's game against Indiana on NBC yesterday.
Unbelievable.
Juju is just incredible.
That entire team is incredible, but to watch them mature and grow, especially on the road in a new conference, and to come in as one of the top two teams with UCLA, unbelievable.
With UCLA being the top team, and obviously your brother, Reggie, and his history at UCLA, do you guys talk about it?
It's annoying. It's annoying. You know what? And it's funny because, well, it's unfortunate for him. The first game against UCLA is at home, but he's going to be up in San Francisco in the Bay Area with All-Star Weekend. So now the plan is to go to UCLA courtside. Him obviously wearing the Bruin jersey, and I got to represent with my SC Trojans. So yeah.
Always. I love how you're there a lot. How important has it been for you to stay as connected as you've been?
It's vital for me in the sense that I now get to come back and spend time with my former teammates, former players that I coached while I was a coach at USC, and just to watch Lindsey Gottlieb and her entire staff just embrace the former players and to be a part of their lives. And we made it very intentional for them to understand that this is their time, this is their legacy, this is going to be their journey, and we just want to be mentors in any way, capacity that they need us.
You've been such an incredible voice for that kind of connectivity across all of women's basketball and ushering in this really exciting period. We were talking during the break, just the trajectory of women's basketball right now continues to skyrocket. And I was talking earlier in the show between watching the USC-Indiana game, seeing Caitlin Clark sitting next to Taylor Swift and all of the reactions to that, and hearing the Indiana Fever mentioned in an NFL divisional weekend broadcast is just wild. And matching with Unrivaled taking off, like it's just so in the consciousness. How have you seen kind of the past connect with the current as it pertains to women's basketball and help?
It's been amazing, and just the, it's always been, and I'll speak for myself, a priority to pay it forward, but to be received with open arms from the younger generation, Nafisa Collier, you have Bree Stewart, watching them and take Unrivaled to new heights. And then not only have the financial backing, but the television package, it's been exciting.
You have Nafisa Collier, Breanna Stewart, you have the next generation.
Yeah.
You got to be a part of the WNBA All-Star Weekend this past
season.
You had one of the greatest viral sound bites in a huddle saying, "I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just having fun."
That's it. That's a coach's dream. First of all, I have the best team in the world.
Yes.
Didn't have to prepare, just roll out the ball. And just do this. Ladies, all right, this is what we're going to do. Give me the board. Give me the board. All right, this is what we're going to run. You know what? I don't know what I'm doing, ladies. I'm just having fun. Are we having fun in here? But it was, to be a part of that was just spectacular.
It was so fun to watch. And for you, I can imagine being able to be involved with some of those fresher faces, be it Caitlin Clark, be it Angel Reese.
Yes.
What have you seen from them and the maturity that they've had to come into the league with, considering all the attention?
You know what? Someone once asked me how I would handle being a player, today's player. And not well. Not with the media exposure, the social media. I'm too doggone sensitive. It would take one thumbs down and I'd be ready to fight. Seriously, I would be in therapy for the rest of my life. I'm just too sensitive for it. But to watch these young ladies navigate, not just, it's the off-court stuff, the barrage of attention, scrutiny. They just certainly have a great camp. It sounds like they have great people surrounding them, and they understand that they have a responsibility. It's a huge financial burden. It's a great financial burden, obviously. But to be carriers and continue to pass the torch for the upcoming women, the new generation who's following us.
Yeah, and like you said, you have taken great pride in passing that torch
Oh,
and being a part of
past, as in past tense.
Would you ever come back to coach at this point?
You know what? Okay, Jessica, for real,
Okay.
I was 1-0, and I was ready for any job until reality set in, and then you get a loss, and then what's wrong with me, and then no, and then no.
Yeah.
But all-star coaching, I hands
You're
up.
down to come back for All-Star
Hands
Weekend.
up, I'm always down for all-star type of coaching deals.
Love that.
That's
You heard
it.
it here first.
That's it.
You'll come back every single year.
Anytime you want me to coach in one game, I'm a one-game coach.
You're here in Memphis for MLK Day.
Yeah.
What was your reaction when you found out that you were going to be one of this year's Sports Legacy honorees?
I'm always just shocked when, people were like, is she still alive?
No.
Like, is she still alive? No, it's a blessing to be able to receive an award. But it's equally the best when it's alongside of some incredible human beings. Amari Stoudemire, I knew him when he first came into the league. And then Tommy Smith, are you kidding me? The story of Tommy Smith and being on the tour and watching him watch himself step on the podium with the fist, and then how he got emotional, it got me emotional. I'm hugging him. There was such a healing moment in that moment, and it's certainly changed my life.
You, in taking that tour of the National Civil Rights Museum, is there something new that you learned? I'm not from Memphis, and when I moved here, it was one of the first things I did, and it struck me how helpful it could be for anybody to come and visit this museum and truly learn some of the history. And every time you go back, it feels as if you learn something new.
I am awestruck in the fact that they were able to create this movement without social media. How do you do that? Television, thank goodness. Radio, word of mouth, unity, a belief, a common goal, one mind, one heart, one mission, and they did it without social media. And it's still inspiring people today.
That is, I haven't thought about it in that way. And it's interesting, especially coming off of a TikTok-filled news weekend.
Right?
But so,
I went to sleep, no TikTok. Woke up, oh, we back in TikTok.
you're
How
on
does that
TikTok.
happen? No, it just sounds good.
It's okay.
TikTok is back. I'm like, all right.
It was a very short death for TikTok.
Yeah, anyways.
But it is crazy how quickly things, even the news of
and the people's
TikTok.
and it's not and people's moods change.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? See, that's why I love social media, but no, it's a real love-hate.
Are you on social media?
Instagram, that's about as far as
Okay.
yeah.
What would you tell players from a standpoint of social media usage? If you were a coach, would you have a policy with social media?
Not at all. You know what? No, you're grown.
Yeah.
You know.
Choose for yourself.
Choose for yourself. But just make sure you know who you are. And look, if you're an influencer, that's great, and I have no problem with that. I just, when your social media dictates your mood swings, you got to find a balance.
Yeah.
Have a balance.
I think
I'm not
that's-
changing my clothes just because somebody, no.
For those thumbs down.
No thumbs down.
Thumbs up, the
No,
hearts, the smileys,
Oh, the emoji.
the emoji.
The
Do you have a
emojis.
favorite emoji?
Yes, the one with the pouring tears. I love that. The
I think it's a
laughter.
universal. Yeah, because see, you're taking it as laughter, like laughing so hard I'm
Yes,
crying. But you
yes.
could also be so devastated that the tears are pouring down. I think it's a
But if
very.
you're, wait, hold on. If you're-
Glass half
if you're-
empty, half full. What are you, Jessica? What are you? Half empty?
She's the most negative person on the show, Cheryl.
No, I am
She's
not.
so
Do not
negative.
listen to this hater.
She's so
Do
negative.
not listen to this absolute hater.
Now the
negative.
truth. Now the truth.
I am the most
Negative.
positive person on this show. So I always use when I'm doing the laughing
Right.
emoji, I use the single, because, they started
You
saying
just
that.
like a single tear?
The one like the sweating, like the upper.
Oh, that one?
But I also do love the smiling crying emoji.
I like the one that's tilted with the laughter, like,
Yeah, I like that one.
one.
Yeah. I use that one excessively. Because
Yeah.
they started saying we were all using the just like straight laughing crying emoji, you know,
Right.
the 2 tears.
Yeah.
They're like, oh,
No.
that's lame. So I've tried to diversify my emoji.
No, I like the
usage.
one with the glass.
I love the
icon.
salute. I'm big on the salute emoji.
I love the salute.
Jessica, real
Yes,
quick,
CJ.
while we figure out the very important thing of
Yes.
favorite emojis. So the flowing crying emoji with all the tears
Yes.
coming down, you're like, okay, that's sad. But I get emojis from people all the time who use the death one. So do you
The
think
skull.
that? Yeah, the skull. Do you think that's sad also?
Well, that's so funny I'm dead.
Oh, okay. But that's not so funny that you cry.
No, there's different degrees of funniness
Gotcha.
here.
I follow. All right.
I've never heard of a death laugh.
Like the skull, the skull emoji.
Y'all need Jesus.
That is the truth.
Y'all need Jesus.
And the world.
The world.
We all do.
We just,
You know,
yes,
it's
yes.
that kind of time.
Yeah.
I was inspired by this year's MLK Day theme. They always pick a theme for the National Civil Rights Museum
Okay.
and everything with MLK Day. The theme is community over chaos, which is inspired from one of Dr. King's books. And I wanted to specifically ask you how you apply those words to women's sports. Because as we talk about the growth in women's sports, there are a lot of
Community over chaos.
negative forces constantly trying to work against that growth and against equality in women's sports, like your shirt says. What do those words mean to you?
Don't believe the narratives. Narratives are great, like the whole Caitlin Clark, animosity, and I'd say don't believe all the narratives. And for women's basketball, we have to maintain our community in the sense that we have to continue to grow the sport and celebrate each other. And there are always going to be in our sports the haves and the have-nots, but just not to remember everyone in between, that we all have a legacy and an imprint and a responsibility to do so and to represent our sport for the younger generation.
Everybody can eat.
Everybody eat. We're at the table. There's enough room.
Yeah.
There's enough room.
Is there enough room socially, taking it outside of sports, for everybody to eat?
Yes. Everyone has a voice. Now, not everyone needs to speak, but everyone has a voice. Not everybody's message is applicable, but everybody does have a voice.
You can choose who you listen. Certain voices can carry more weight
Yes.
and sincerity, and it's up to you
Yes,
to.
some voices carry.
When you watched how the growth, particularly in the WNBA this season, and with Caitlin Clark as a catalyst, but then allowing the eyeballs to catch up to a tremendous sport filled with so many remarkable athletes who have been playing for decades and decades and decades.
Yeah.
How did you view kind of the concurrency of those two things happening at once? One, yes, you have a generational lightning in a bottle moment with an athlete, with a person. I mean, again, just seeing her next to Taylor Swift, those are two of the most influential people in this country right now in terms of people who pay attention to them and what they do and monitor their every movement and moment. And then also taking this league that has so long deserved to have the attention that seemingly has now taken off within it.
I mean, if we're being honest, a lot, when I first came on the scene, a lot of people forgot about the Ann Myers, the Lynette Woodards, and Carol Blasiowski, just to name a few. So I understand the tendency for that, because you always look at what's new and bright and sparkly and whatnot. I get that. Where my feathers got a little ruffled is, let's put everything into perspective. Records are meant to be broken, but the records that are being broken were post. Like Lynette Woodard, we didn't have the three-point line. So can you imagine where that record would be? Can you imagine if that record could have been broken if there was no three-point line? So let's keep things in perspective. Yes, you still put up the shots. Yes, she's a dominant player and a scoring force when she did, but let's remember that records were records, but keep them in context. But as far as everything else, we need desperately for the women's game to continue, not just women's basketball, but women's sports in general. Right. And I would love it for us to be a coalition to do a better job of supporting one another.
Support goes a long way.
Across the board.
You once said that you were very good at being a showboat.
Extremely good.
Extremely good.
Yes.
The best.
Yes. Yes.
Who is the best showboat in basketball today?
Oh. Wow.
He hadn't shimmied in a while, but when they get up,
Throw out some names.
Steph is good with the shimmy.
Steph had an Olympic moment.
Yeah, the night also throw that in there.
Come on, who does that?
That's the thing about
showboating. When you can take an action
showboating.
that everyone does, like we've been doing night our whole life, and now it's the Steph moment.
That's the.
You have to be great to be good at showboating.
Correct.
So I think LeBron James, it's still like when he makes an and-one and just a shoulder shrug, it gets everybody excited when he's big boy. Like that's a good one.
But it's a mentality, it's a move, it's an attitude. Yes,
Ja's got that also.
Yeah.
Ja Morant, the too little thing, the grittying around. Ja's up there.
Ja to be a little more.
You need Ja to do more
you're speaking
showboating.
my language.
I need him to just do a little more, just something. Yes. Yes.
All right.
I need more Ja. I do.
Put it on a t-shirt. I need more Ja.
I need more Ja.
What do you like about his game? As hopefully you're about to see him play this
yes,
afternoon
and
against
it's
the
a
Timberwolves.
great game.
Yeah.
Man, the T-Wolves, this is going to be interesting. I want to see him in more defining moments during the game. Like where I don't need him to emerge. I want him to be. That in-game, in critical moments where without a shadow of a doubt where the ball's going to, where it's going to be and whose hands it's going to be, and you're just waiting. You sit back, that moment where you go, okay. Dang! They knew it. He said, they didn't know it was coming, and it's like, and you're just sitting there just to do this, and you go. That's what I see, like more awe-shocking moments from Ja.
Yeah, it's funny here.
Jaw-dropping
moments. He does the call 12, which we saw for the first time this season against the Timberwolves on their road trip like 4 games ago. But what he does is it becomes the end-of-game moments, call 12, and he's going to answer. And he's going to either game-tying bucket, game-winning bucket, the magic moments that happen. So in similar fashion to the night-night. And I think it is a testament to, like, us here in Memphis, we live and die with every single game the Memphis Grizzlies play. But because this is Memphis, they're not on national TV all the time. So even though Ja is one of the greatest players in the NBA right now, there is not the same, there's a tension. I don't want to say there's not a tension.
It will change depending on how deep they go in the playoffs. That's
what it all comes down to, right?
Absolutely. But and there's going to be defining moments, and I guarantee you, the deeper they go, the more, and first of all, your Grizzlies are not going to be they're not going to sneak up on anybody. Everybody knows they're talented. Now they just have to play, stupid in the sense that they don't care we're not supposed to be here, we're too young, we're this, we haven't yet, no, they have to play stupid where they go out and they just play. Play stupid. Stupid strong, stupid smart.
The deep playoffs are where legends are made.
Just watch.
Where identities are made.
Just
where
watch.
stories
Just watch.
are made.
The deeper they get, the exposure next season.
Yeah.
Why is everybody here? You're going to be like, oh, Jessica, why is everybody here? Why is everybody here? Just wait.
All right, before we let you go, and you will be speaking at the symposium, which is one of the best things, you along with Amari Stoudemire and Tommy Smith.
Can't wait to listen.
It'll be fantastic. I can't wait to listen.
It's
always one of the best things to tune into. I wanted to ask you about some of your former fits as a head coach, because I saw this pop up on my timeline, and someone was pointing out that we just don't respect what you brought to your coaching fits. Back in the day. And I would like you to grade these outfits that we once saw from you once upon a time. And they're kind of cut off.
The open jacket, let's start with that.
Let's start with this.
why did I ever take this job? Have they figured out that I don't know what I'm doing? But damn, I look good. Damn, I look good.
Don't they say, like, dress for the job you want, not for the
Yeah.
job you have, but if you get that job you
But
want,
you get that
you
job,
better keep
you
dressing
better
like
keep
the
dressing
job
well.
that you wanted.
No, that's
All right,
okay.
next up, because I think it's
Let's
my
see the next one.
favorite, the suspenders.
Love
this
the
is heat.
suspenders. Hey, come on now.
When's
And
the
the
last
braids.
time you wore suspenders?
I haven't worn suspenders. I'm still working on my six-pack. Once a six-pack. Yeah, is right now I'm looking at
What number pack are we at?
we're double. We're double.
Okay.
Well, 18. 18. I might be. No, I'll give it a 12.
Okay.
I'll give it a 12.
It's coming back.
But yeah, but a shorter tie next time. But
Shorter tie, but you would rock it again.
absolutely. Yes.
All right, and last but not least,
Oh, what a pick!
Come on now, Satan. Just Satan. Look at that top, Satan.
look at the focus.
I know.
It's the whole mood.
It's the whole.
energy.
It's. I've got this now. I've got this now. Matter of fact, I was just coming off of re-signing my deal. Another year of coaching. Yes, I'm rich, folks. I'm rich.
I'm very sad we won't have future head coaching fits, but All-Star Weekend, I'm gonna hold you to it.
Come on
I want
now.
to see you back.
I will be.
Did you have something, CJ?
So Cheryl, like you mean so much to a whole lot of different people, right? She grew up playing basketball. Jessica did. I grew up playing basketball. What's it like for you knowing that the director down there won't get out of my ear? She's telling me things to say to you, right? Like you matter in a way that a lot of us won't ever matter. And you've spread so much positivity. I can talk to you about you from like the little boy standpoint of like watching TV, you pop up on the screen, on the sidelines, whatever basketball game I'm watching. Dad goes, hey, CJ, guess who the best basketball player is in that arena right now? And I would name everybody playing. He's like, no, it's Cheryl. And then that would affect me in that
guys are too kind.
I go outside to play and we're down one. We're down one. We need somebody to play. There's a girl who lives across the street. Go get her. And then the rest of the friends be like, no, girls can't play ball. It's like, you heard of Cheryl Miller? Cheryl can play ball, so maybe little Susie Q across the street can play too, and now we can run 3-on-3. Otherwise, we're going to be down one, right? Like, what does it mean to you when people come up and share those types of stories with you? Do you ever think about what you mean and how much you matter for the rest of us common folks down here?
Well, first of all, you're way too kind, and it's humbling. But I will say, I'm one of many. My dreams and when I started, how I started, it's very similar to every girl that I've ever encountered, every girl in the dub, every girl in college basketball. I'm one of many, and I've been able to accomplish a lot of things with a lot of great players and coaches who believed in my talent, who believed in my dream.
I'll say most girls didn't score 105 points in a high school game. That's pretty special.
I was feeling it. But wait, truth be told, I didn't play the last 2 minutes of the game. So can you imagine?
Again, we go back in history. Can you imagine?
Can you imagine the damage I could have done with those last 2 minutes?
I can't. What's your favorite story to tell people now? Like when you're sitting around telling stories about the old days, because for me it'd be like, I scored 105 points in a game and then sat for 2 minutes. But is there one that you find yourself constantly coming back to?
No, I think no, because I'm not a good storyteller unless somebody brings it up. So
Okay.
I can't say I have a favorite. I know everyone talks about the 105-point and then Reggie. But what people don't realize, the other flip side of that story was my freshman year in college, coming home for Christmas break. Reggie's a senior in college. It was time to beat up on him. Wake up, come on, let's go downstairs, let's play some one-on-one. And, I'm serving it up, he's serving it up, and I get the ball top of the key. Jab step, get past him, as usual. Been doing this a whole life, just serving Reggie up. Go to lay the ball up, and I hear this, bam, and Reggie had pinned it, the backside. brings down the ball, slams, and I look at him. I think I faked an injury or something, pulled a hammy, had to limp out and everything, and I never, ever played Reggie one-on-one again. He ended the domination of Reggie versus Cheryl in one pin block, and that was it.
Okay, I don't want this.
I don't want any parts of that.
Do you guys compete in anything else?
Everything.
Everything else.
Trouble. You don't know about trouble.
Forever.
Come on.
I refuse to play my sister in Trouble because she beats me every time. That Trouble's the one where you
Did
push
you play
the...
Speed? You know Speed, the car game Speed?
Yes.
No.
Monopoly?
Okay, yep.
Come on now. Anything. Ping pong?
Who's the better ping pong
Oh,
player?
Reggie.
Oh.
He's got that serve that...
Does he do the little spin thing? Oh,
Yes!
I hate the spin thing.
Yes! And he's like, I just hit the dang! And he's like...
My husband does that, and you just can't return it.
No.
Should be
And
illegal.
trying to get to it, you hit that corner in the wrong place.
It's the end.
Yeah, he's good at ping pong.
Well, we'll just say you win in 99% of the things, not one-on-one, not ping pong, but everything else.
We'll go with the high 90s,
Okay,
97.
high 90s. I think that's
high
fair.
90s, yes. We like percentages.
Cheryl, thank you so much.
Are you kidding
for
me?
joining
You
us
guys
this
are-
morning. This was fantastic.
You guys are awesome.
We love
Thank
this.
you.